What's up, everyone? Back at it again. My name is Joaquin Loper. This is my beautiful, beautiful wife, Stacy Loper,
Hey y'all.
and we are blended and winning.
And so are you.
And another week in a row that I have the chance to lay my eyes on this beautiful woman, and I'm excited. Yes, I am. She's just had a great week at training in Florida, so she's back.
Yes.
Excited. The kids got a chance to see her, which is always a good thing. But we want to come to you again just to encourage you, just to tell you that we love you, and to give you some more nuggets in our prayer time God has given us just to give to you, as always. So I'm going to let my wife start this off if you want to.
So this week we're talking about marriage counseling, pre and during marriage,
Yes.
okay? Because it is so important that we heal ourselves internally. You know, we can do so much work on ourselves cosmetically, but what are you doing to truly change yourself from an internal standpoint? Having the emotional intelligence that you need to walk through life daily with your partner.
Yes.
You know, so that's what we're coming to you talking about and how important it is. I mean, we had premarital counseling, you know, and if I have to say so, I think my husband would agree our premarital counseling could have been a little different. It could have been a little bit more than I believe what was put into it. Do you agree?
I do agree. And one thing about counseling, you have to be real with yourself.
Yeah.
There can't be no holding back. There have to be things that could really affect the marriage, which entails or affects the family.
Yes.
If you don't just be real about it and get help about it. This counseling can even go back to your singleness, things that you deal with family-wise, things that you actually struggle with, that you know you struggle with. Get counseling about that, because it's going to follow you into a relationship. There's no way around it. It's going to happen, and you don't know how the other party is going to react to whatever you may be struggling with. They may not know how to handle it. They don't know where it's coming from.
Right.
So they need to know these things.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we talk about premarital counseling, that is premarital counseling with you and your soon-to-be spouse.
Yes.
But also think about it from this standpoint. You may not even be thinking about marriage right now, or marriage may not be in the near future for you. Seek counseling as well.
Yes.
There are some things that happen in our lives, from a young age up to our adulthood that we continue to carry into our life. Those are also some things that need to be talked about, and not with your stylist
or your barber.
It needs to be talked about with a professional, someone who can help walk you through that and help heal you emotionally.
Yes.
Okay.
And once again, you have to have someone in your life that you don't mind correcting you. You have to be corrected. Without that in life, sometimes we're going to go down the wrong path. More than likely, we're going to go down the wrong path.
Absolutely.
But it's nothing wrong with correction. One thing about, or a bad stigma about our community or people in general, you don't want people to speak into your life. They're being nosy. Well, sometimes you need people to be nosy into your life, because the things that we're naive to or in denial about, someone can call you out on and say, you need to work on this.
Yes, and if you're afraid of being diagnosed, you don't have to go to someone who's going to diagnose you with something. There doesn't have to be anything wrong with you. Exactly. You just need an opportunity to talk through some things, to get a different perspective on what it is you're going through.
Especially, and I'm gonna speak from the male perspective, especially if you have not had a father around in your life, or if your father was not what you expected a father to be.
Yeah.
So that's something you want to get checked on. You want to get another evaluation about, other than your own opinion, because once you become a parent yourself, your thought process on what a father should be could be a little warped because of what you did not or did have. So
that's good.
That's something you really want to do. This is something you really want to talk about and get an understanding about.
Yes. Right. And so let's talk about it from a marriage standpoint. You go through the premarital counseling, you're good to go. You have that wedding day, and then there's the honeymoon. Okay, after the honeymoon,
then what?
What happens next?
Here's life.
Life hits you like a ton of freaking bricks. Yes. And I am for real about that. You begin to live together. He may turn the tissue in a totally different direction, or he does not put the toilet seat down. See, those are minor things that happen in the marriage. But what about those things when you're finding it difficult to adjust from an emotional standpoint? Because this is not what my mom and my dad did, or this is not what I saw in the past, and this is what I didn't think marriage was supposed to be. My marriage was supposed to be totally different from that.
Yeah.
What do you do in that case? Do you just give up? Do you call it quits? No, you don't. You have someone to reach out to and say, you know what? You better come get this man, because if you don't come and get him, we're going to have some serious problems. Because that's the exact same thing I used to do to my pastor. Whenever I would have an issue with my husband and I couldn't talk to him about it in that moment, I would pick up the phone to our counselor, and this is 3 years, this is 6 years, this is 9 years into our marriage. This is what I would do. We need to have a session. When is the quickest you can get us in?
Yeah.
Because we need to talk.
Yeah.
And we needed someone to mediate. We needed someone to help us see it from a different perspective. Because I'm going to tell you something, females, we are not going to always understand our husbands. They're men. They think differently. Okay, they walk through life totally different than we do. And there are some things that I just didn't understand from a man's point of view, that I needed to be sat down and I needed to be walked through what that looks like. And I needed to see life through his eyes. But it took someone else to help me do that, to help us to say, you know what, baby, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't see it that way. I never would have thought of it in that perspective.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Yes.
And for you all out there that thought I was perfect, I'm not. She's had to cause people on me. And vice versa.
Yes.
But
he has.
It's amazing how someone else that's not in the union can help you see what the person that you're married to has been trying to tell you, and you get it from their perspective before you get it from your soulmate or your spouse.
Yeah.
And that's a part of that denial. That's a part of those insecurities in yourself that you need to get checked out. That you need to understand why you have these insecurities. Why don't I trust her word? Why am I not hearing what she's saying? Because when you're off frequency, you don't hear what she's trying to get a point. And it could be because of her delivery or my delivery. There are many things to this. That's why the counseling is so important. And one thing my wife and I ended up doing was, in the early years we began counseling because we were unyoked.
Yeah, we were.
It was counseling for stuff that was really about to hit the fan. But as we got closer and we got better and we got reunited and reunified, in sync with God, in sync with each other, and understanding ourselves, counseling went from huge stuff to very minute stuff. But we started getting counseling for the minute stuff because we knew it could lead to something big.
Yeah.
So you can't let little stuff slide, and why they keep doing this, or why they're not, okay, let's get some talking about it. We don't need to talk. Yeah, yes, we do. And there's nothing wrong with it. Please, look at me, man. Look at me. There's nothing wrong with counseling.
Nothing.
Get counseling. It's not going to make you any less or any more of a man. But no, I take that back. It's not going to make you any less of a man. It will help you become more of a man. Because if you can learn out who you are, why you are the way you are, and how you can change some of the things that you don't want to see repeated in your marriage, in your way of parenting, get counseling. But choose your counseling wisely.
Yes, definitely.
That's what I would choose. Choose your counseling wisely. You have to have someone who hears from God, and this is our opinion, hears from God, has had the experience, and not afraid to ruffle your feathers. They're not afraid to make you feel, at that point, as we say, less of a man. You don't want you to feel less of a man. We want you to understand that sometimes it's not about being macho.
And it's not about being right either.
Sometimes your wife is actually right.
And sometimes your husband is actually right too. And you just got to own it. You got to be like, you know what? You're right. My bad this time.
I'm a snitch on myself. One thing that my wife was reading a book titled Becoming Your Husband's Best Friend. One thing that book taught her, which really helped me, was to trust your husband no matter what. That's your best friend. Trust him. You married him, right? So if you marry somebody, that means you trust them as your covering, as your protector, as your, I can say God?
Yeah.
As your guide. So when I will make a decision and make it without my wife, and it blew up in my face, where it really blew up in our face because we're one. Instead of blowing up, you know what she would say? All right, baby, it's okay. I'm gonna support you either whatever decision you make. How about next time you just get my input on it? See, now there's no arguing. Now there's a fine line where you have to say, okay, am I gonna hold on to this macho stuff, or am I gonna say, hey, let me get my wife's opinion because she may have a different perspective from it that may be better for what I'm trying to do, or it may not be the season for us to do it right now.
Right.
So that's why it's important just to get counseling and understand that it's so. You're not being, just because you can't make the decision or you're not making the decision or the decision doesn't come from you, it still comes from the same body, the same household, and we both win.
Yep, the same vision. If you have the same vision, then it doesn't matter that you get her input or his input on it, because you know that now you're going to look at it with two different sets of eyes. And when you throw those perspectives out there, you're like, you know what, maybe we do need to wait. Or, you know what, now is the best time for us to do this. I mean, it doesn't hurt to get that second opinion, and let it be the opinion of your spouse, not your girlfriend who you've been kicking and rocking with for 20 years. No, that man that you chose to take those vows with and to marry and say, okay, we in this together. This is about you all, not about those people that's on the outside. And that trusted person that you seek that guidance from. I mean, we seek guidance from our man of God because we know that he has our, as a whole, best interest at heart. Okay?
And one thing we refused to do was to go around living a lie. I'm not the kind of person, I don't believe my wife is. I know she's not. We're not the kind of people that wanted to be married, smile in public, and be miserable at home.
Yeah, so we can't fake the funk like that.
We can't fake the funk. I wasn't going for it. If we have to live like that, there's no need for us to be married.
Yeah, no need.
So we had to come to a fine agreement that not only was the marriage not where it needed to be, we as individuals were broken.
Yes.
And before we could fix the marriage, we had to fix ourselves.
Yep.
But it came with us supporting each other.
Absolutely.
Loving each other through it.
Yes.
Encouraging each other. So, and once again, counseling. That third party that could speak into your life and truly show you, hey, you might want to look at this. They never said, this is where you're going wrong. You might want to look at this right here.
Right.
So why did you react this way? What has happened in your past that made you react this way? Why don't you trust women? Yeah. Why do you feel this way as a man? Why do you feel less of a man?
And you're reacting out of things that you've experienced from your past. You're reacting because of past things that have happened to you, and this is the defense that you know. Okay? Or this is the way that you know how to respond. And you cannot always respond from that place, because that place may not be a good place or have a great memory attached to it, you know, if that makes any sense. So we just encourage you to go out there, seek the guidance that you need to help you walk through your marriage healthy, emotionally and spiritually.
Yes. Pray more. This is just our opinion. These are our opinions. Pray more. Grow your relationship with God. So therefore, even when you're going down that wrong street, he can tell you, hey, just shut your mouth right now. Shut your mouth. Listen. What they're saying is right. You have a great idea. It's a great idea. It's just not a God idea right now.
Right.
Listen to what your spouse is saying. It's not the right season. Pray more with your wife. My wife and I pray together. It's amazing. Now, 11 years in, we can start praying now. Some of our prayers almost sound identical. We're praying for the same thing. We're on the same path with this. And guess what? Just because we're on the same path doesn't mean we still don't get counseling.
Right, because we do.
We do.
We do.
We get it individually and we get it together.
Yeah.
It's no different than you taking your car in to get a tune-up or an oil change. You have to do these things to continue to run smoother and better.
It's maintenance.
Yeah. And if you're going to invest in yourself, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know about you, baby, but to me, women or men, you can go out and buy Jordans. You can go out and buy red bottoms and whatever kind of jeans you wear and get your nails done, get your hair done, but your inside is unkept. running wild.
It's uninvested. You hadn't invested in that wholeness. You've invested cosmetically, but you haven't invested in that true wholeness. That stuff that comes from the heart, that comes from within. That when it's tight within, it pours out of you, and that's what people see. And you ain't even gotta say nothing. You can just walk into the room.
Yep. And ain't no fade or no Jordans and no tight jeans or spandex go hold a marriage together.
Yep, it's not.
That comes from within. So we just want to encourage you. Seek counseling. Even before you get married, seek counseling.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to know that you're broken. It's okay.
Because when you know, then you look forward to being healed and to being whole.
Yep.
If you didn't know what it looks like to be broken, you don't know what it feels like to be whole. Boy, finish up this video.
But look, we want to come here to everyone today, blended and winning once again, to tell you that we love you. We're excited for where you're going.
Yes.
Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for sharing these videos. And if you haven't shared one, please go back and share all of them and share this one also. All right.
Yeah.
Facebook.
That's a shameless plug there. I'm sorry.
See, she couldn't do one video without just. She can't help it. She can't help it. But we are on Facebook. It's called Blended and Winning. Blended and the and sign winning all together. And we're also on YouTube. Joaquin and Stacy Loper on YouTube. Yep. And once again, we just out here doing God's work. Trying to encourage marriages. Trying to encourage individuals. And just live your best life. And you can't live your best life unless you've been honest with yourself and get healed from the inside out.
Yes.
You can't do that without him. Him, capital H. All right. So we love you. I'm Joaquin Loper. Once again, this is my beautiful, beautiful wife, Stacy Loper. And we are blended and winning.
And so are you.
Love you. See you next time. God bless. Find that counselor.
God bless.